Nikola Jokic put together one of the most dominant postseason performances ever, leading the Nuggets to their first ever championship while averaging an astonishing 30 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 9.5 assists, which was more than enough to earn him the Finals MVP award as well. The Joker became the first player in NBA history to lead the NBA playoffs in these three categories. After a gentleman's sweep in the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat, this playoff run was officially established as one of the greatest ever by an individual player. Now, even though Jokic is known for his stoic demeanor and aversion to the spotlight, and many thought he was not going to enjoy all the festivities that come after winning a championship, it's safe to say that they were wrong and the Joker had a good time celebrating. Jokic adjusted well and quickly to life as an NBA champion. He pretty much had the time of his life while celebrating the first ever Nuggets championship. Videos of Jokic partying and dancing to Soulja Boy's Crank That and Sheck Wes's Mo Bamba went viral. The Nuggets big man surely was glad that he changed his mind and delayed the flight for Serbia for a couple days. But fear not, as Jokic made the seamless transition from partying in Vegas to horse watching in Sombor, going from one end to the other in one weekend. Jokic's love and passion for all things horse-related is well evident, as he typically spends his summers off the grid either riding horses or watching them and making no effort to further his commercial stature in the US. While the NBA would surely enjoy a more publicly present Nikola Jokic, the Joker likes to spend more time being private and let his game do the talking for him. And did his game talk during the 2023 playoffs? After a playoff run as great as this one, commercials and cameras will follow, no matter how much he tries to avoid them. Nike already released a commercial about the Joker's playoff run. The ad was released after the Nuggets won the championship, chronicling Jokic and his rise from the player that was drafted during a Taco Bell quesarito commercial to one of the best big men in NBA history. The ad's perfect in every way, because it feels nothing like celebrating the accomplishments of the biggest moment in a player's career, yet more just like your regular setup commercial for a sketch or something like that. The music in the background is resembling a Wes Anderson film, but not a title. Yet it works so perfectly because Jokic is the type of player who would rather sit at home with his family than celebrate an NBA title, as he openly said after Game 5 of the Finals. "The job is done. We can go home now." This answer after winning an NBA title has nowhere near of an exciting tones as those of other players. Take Kevin Garnett's Anything Is Possible, for example, and then compare it to this Jokic reaction. They have nothing in common, but they're both authentic for the players that have said them. Before the summer comes, there are a few rules that you need to be aware of if you want to spend time with Nikola Jokic and his brothers. If you want to play basketball with them, get ready to get tackled. And you better be okay with that as well. A photo of Nikola Jokic and his brothers and friends playing basketball was released, and Jokic looked more sweaty than he is while he's on the NBA court. God knows how hard they're going at each other, but that's sure fun to watch. However, if you don't want to play basketball, you can always go for a game of cards if you're okay with cheating. If you're not, too bad, because your opponents definitely plan on doing so. You better look up and down occasionally so you don't end up losing every game. They're extremely competitive, but as long as you bring some good sense of humor, you'll be alright. However, we can't talk about a summertime with the Jokic family without mentioning the horses. To find Jokic at his most comfortable and contented, you have to follow him to the stable in Sombor. You have to meet the Dreamcatcher as well, the first racehorse that Jokic ever purchased. Dreamcatcher is a friend of Nikola. I buy a friend. He doesn't talk, but we can talk, you know? We probably don't know, but as long as the Joker's happy, we all are. As for his human friends, Nikola Jokic has said that he likes to keep in touch with those from Serbia with a game of League of Legends. In fact, Jokic has said that he enjoys playing the game so much that he tries to play every other day. Aside from League of Legends, Jokic also likes some first-person shooting, playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive. While he's a rival on the court with players such as Nikola Vucevic, Luka Doncic, and Boban Marjanovic, these Balkan stars spend time together in the multiplayer shooting game. While the Joker's lifestyle doesn't necessarily break the bank and he lives well in his needs, he still likes to spend a couple of dollars on some powerful vehicles. Riding horses is fun and all, but having the power of around 700 of them in one vehicle must feel good as well. Jokic has built a luxurious car collection during the previous off-seasons. The Joker's collection consists of multiple vehicles, but as far as the public knows, he owns a Lamborghini Aventador S, GMC Yukon Denali, Lamborghini Huracan, Mercedes Brabus G63 AMG, and a Porsche Mansory Panamera Sport Turismo. A powerful collection which costs a couple of $1 million. No matter how luxurious of a car collection the Joker has, though, his heart will always remain on horse racing. After winning the Larry O'Brien Trophy and the Finals MVP, instead of being excited about it, Jokic was worried. Worried not because he underachieved, but because he didn't think he would make it in time to watch his horses race in his hometown of Sombor. He joked that he would ask the Nuggets president Josh Kroenke to lend him the team plane to make sure that he arrived on time. Jokic arrived on the track but was a bit late. The usually quiet town of Sombor, which has around 47,000 people, was packed, and Jokic was welcomed with a Welcome Home MVP billboard. This was a very special day for the Sombor Hippodrome. Thousands of people were waiting at the stands, and thousands of them were waiting in long lines so they could attend. Beer and barbecue stands were having their moment as well, as they were in full swing due to the big crowd. The Joker watched every race that his family's stable participated in, and then immediately disappeared out of sight. Jokic was in the company of his wife and daughter, brothers and father, as well as some of his close friends. Spending time with his family is extremely important for the Joker, as it should be. The crowd in Sombor erupted when they saw Jokic with a polo shirt that had the Dreamcatcher inscription on it. However, Jokic didn't answer any questions from the reporters. He told me, "Dad, I've had enough of publicity during these past few days, and I believe him," said Nikola's father Branislav Jokic, explaining why the Joker didn't pay any attention to the media surrounding him. But he also enjoys a glass or two, or maybe 5 or 6 of rakia, a Balkan specialty. The Joker can often be spotted in some clubs in Serbia partying, having the time of his life, and usually the only guy who's standing on a table or a chair. Maybe he just can't get used to the American way of life, so he just enjoys himself more while back home in Serbia. However, the Joker wouldn't be where he is today if he wasn't training hard during his off-seasons. Spending countless hours at the gym is a summertime routine for Jokic, who implemented resistance bands and dumbbells into his everyday routine, which he began in 2020. Jokic usually has a 20 to 30-minute warm-up, then a sit-down with his personal coach, and a 15 to 20-minute video analysis of what they're going to work on that day, and after a couple of hours in the gym, he wraps it up with some stretching. "It's a part of my culture now," says Jokic, who hasn't skipped a day of this routine for the last 3 years now. Usually between the end of the summer and the start of the NBA season, Jokic has some national team games for Serbia. However, this year, because Jokic's season ended in the middle of June, the chances of him playing in the World Cup have been reduced in comparison to years prior. According to sources, Jokic may miss the World Cup due to a family celebration he wants to attend. Jokic has skipped this question when he's asked about it by reporters, so there may be a possibility that he misses this World Cup. However, Jokic is on the representative list, and only an injury or a personal no from the Joker can keep him off the World Cup. Jokic has participated in 3 major tournaments with Serbia since 2016, and has only won a medal once, a silver in the 2016 Summer Olympics. Other than that, he's won the 5th place at the 2019 World Cup, and was disappointingly knocked out in the round of 16 during the 2022 Eurobasket. With most of the established Serbian national team players being in their prime or their later years of their careers, this World Cup may be their last and best chance of taking gold with this generation of players. We have yet to see the official roster for the World Cup, so we can only hope that Nikola is going to be a part of the squad. The Joker's an all-time great already, and what makes his story even better is his humble approach to life. With all that being said, don't be surprised if Jokic spends the biggest summer in Nuggets history lurking in the Serbian shadows, downing a few ice-cold beers, and enjoying the beauty of God's creations. Whether he plays in the World Cup or not, we still have a lot of basketball to watch from Jokic ahead of us. It's nice to see such a prominent role model in the world of sports.